guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I am absolutely obsessed. The colors on this are just beautiful. I absolutely love the shade range that they chose for this palette. It is really beautiful. So if I'm not mistaken, I saw on her Instagram that this is going to be a permanent palette. That is so exciting because I've missed out on some of the limited edition palettes. I do have two other ones though, and I absolutely love them. Her eyeshadows are just so soft. They're pigmented, they're buttery, they go on so smooth. You really don't have to work hard with blending, and I just really appreciate that about her eyeshadows. I'm just gonna swatch a few shades for you guys. That's just with one swipe. They're so evenly coated from top to bottom, and I really love that. Just look at that. They are really pigmented. That even coating though is what really shows how smooth these eyeshadows are. This is the look that I came up with. I used some of the pinky tones and the orange shades in this palette to create this eye look, and I went really glam with it. I kind of went all out. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then just keep watching. So I'm gonna start off with my Benefit Stay Don't Stray Eye Primer. So the very first shade that I'm going to take is this shade right here called Tempera, and I'm going to use this as a base all over my lid, all the way up until underneath my brow bone. And this is just going to help to set our primer, and all of the other eyeshadows that we put on top are going to blend out so much smoother. With a big fluffy brush, I'm going to be taking these two shades right here, Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. Just start off in your crease and work your way up. Now that I have this first layer on and blended really well, I'm going to go in with a second layer. And I just kind of go in like circular motions and windshield wiper motions, and that just helps blend really well. With a more precise blending brush, I'm going to go into this brown shade called Cypress Umber, and I'm going to take this shade directly into my crease. With a different blending brush, I'm going to be dipping into this orange shade called Realgar. I'm going to take this shade right above that brown, but I'm going to start really low because I don't want it to go too high. I just kind of really want this color to peek through. I'm going to use the very first fluffy blending brush that I used for our transition shade, and I'm just going to kind of go all over that to smooth out the edges and blend everything out. I'm going to go back into this first shade called Tempera, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone. For my lid color, I'm going to be going into this shade right here called Love Letter, and I'm going to mix it with the shade Venetian Red and put that all over my eyelids. I'm just going to touch up my crease with the orange shade and also the brown shade. I'm going to take it with a smaller crease brush to really get in there and deepen it up. Now I'm using my Ingot Gel Eyeliner in number 77 with my Sigma EO5 eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to do a quick winged eyeliner. I do plan on filming a full tutorial on winged liner for beginners, so subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on that. I'm going to use my Maybelline Pumped Up Colossal Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. This is my first time using drugstore mascara in a really long time, and I really don't know how I feel about this mascara. It's just not doing what my high-end mascaras do. So I found these Kiss eyelashes from Walmart the other day. They're in the style number 11. And to apply my false lashes, I'm going to be using my House of Lashes eye glue. This will just dry clear so you won't have to touch up on your eyeliner afterwards. Alright, so it's time for foundation. I'm using my MAC Prolong Wear foundation in the shade NC40. So I'm just going to start by stamping this into my skin. I'll have my foundation routine video linked down below. You guys can check that out to see how I get long-lasting full coverage. For my concealer, I'm using the MAC Prolong Wear concealer in the shade NC30. I'm just going to do a triangular form under my eyes. So I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm going to use a damp beauty blender to blend out my concealer. And I kind of just want to try this because it'll probably give a little bit more moisture to my under eyes and help it not crease, because I do have an issue with that. And I just wanted to try out this method. I'm gonna use my Ben Nye loose banana powder. It's just a yellow powder. And I'm gonna pick it up with my beauty blender and just bake a little bit. The last time I did this, I used a dry beauty blender, and I gotta say that I like the damp beauty blender better. I can already see how well it's applying the powder versus when I did it with the dry beauty blender. And if you want to see the difference, I'll link that video down below. It was my spring makeup look. I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to do it right underneath where I'm going to put my contour, and that's just going to help sharpen it up a bit. I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here to contour. I really like this shade. I'm going to be using this Morphe E16 to just place the contour onto my cheeks and get a really nice sharp edge. I'm going to do it right above that baking that we're doing. If you have a hard time finding a guideline, just do it from the top of your ear down, and you don't want to take it too far in, and you want to make it thicker on the outer edges and make it thinner as you go down. I'm gonna do it on my temples, and I'm gonna do my hairline and the perimeter of my face basically. And my jawline. I'll just give your face a slimmer appearance. For my nose, I'm gonna take a smaller angled brush, an eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to carve out the edges of my nose. I just like going from the top of my eyebrow and down. I'm gonna kind of wipe this brush off and just blend the edges. And I'm just using a clean angled brush to kind of blend out the contour. Alright, now I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush, and I'm just going to brush away all of the baking. I'm taking my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in the shade Medium Tan, and I'm just going to use that to bronze up my skin a little bit and soften up the contour. Now, as you can see, that just did a beautiful job of just kind of softening everything up and just kind of brought some color back into my face. I'm going to do my hairline and my temples. Pinch my brush and do the side of my nose. For my blush, I'm going to be going into this one by the Balm Cosmetics. It's called Down Boy, and it's just a really nice pink shade. I really, really love this blush. For my highlight, I'm going to be taking the Balm Cindy Loumanizer, and this one is just a more pinky tone. Mine is broken, but it's more of a pinky tone, as you can see. I just wanted to use something that was different for this look. I don't want to use the normal champagne goldish type of a highlight, so I'm just going to pop this on the very tops of my cheekbone. So for my waterline, I'm taking my NYX retractable eyeliner in white. Alright, so for the lower lash line, I'm gonna take the shade Cypress Umber, and I'm gonna use that on a more square brush like this. This just helps to really get a precise line under the lash line. And then I'm going to take the orange shade again called Realgar, and I'm just going to smudge that out on my lower lash line right beneath the brown shade. And I like to connect it with the eyeshadow on the outer edge. And to finish off the eyes, I'm using my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. For my brows, I'm using this Revlon Brow Fantasy Duo in dark brown. I'm just going to slightly fill in my brows and use the gel to set it. So I kind of like to deepen the bottom of the brow first, and then go on the top with a much lighter hand. And in the front, I just create little strokes like that to mimic hair in the front. I'll just take a spoolie and kind of brush it out so it looks natural and you don't see any sharpness. And then I'll take the gel side of this and set my brows. I'm taking my City Color lip liner in the shade Tawny. It's just a really nice brownish type of a color. And I'm going to be using a mixture of two Wet n Wild lipsticks. These are my all-time favorite lipsticks from the drugstore. They're really, really amazing. The first shade I'm going to be putting on is Mocha-licious. It's just a deeper brown tone. And over the top of that, I'm going to go in with the shade Bare It All. It's just a really nice nude shade. And I'm not really a big fan of like super nude lips. That's why I added that darker brown, and then I'm gonna add this on top, and it's gonna be like the perfect color without washing my lips out, if you know what I mean. In my opinion, these lipsticks compare to MAC lipsticks. This shade called Bare It All reminds me a lot of MAC Velvet Teddy, which I actually have. So I'm just gonna swatch them side by side for you. Okay, so this one is Wet n Wild, and this one is MAC Velvet Teddy. As you can see, they are super similar in shades, and they have the same finish. It's crazy. So I decided I wanted to highlight my inner corners, and for that I'm gonna use this shade right here called Vermeer, and it's just a really nice shimmery highlight. I just feel like that made a world of a difference in brightening up the eyes. So that wraps up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.